Are you overtrained and under-implemented, or worse yet, over-purchased and under-implemented? So what do I mean by that? Maybe you can relate to this. Maybe you've bought so many products and services, but you've not only not implemented them, but worse yet, you haven't even started going through the training material. Now, how do I know that happens to be a problem? Well, like I've mentioned in previous videos, is that I'm very observant. I read blogs, Facebook, I'm observing things, I read the emails that come into my support desk, and I've seen a big problem out there, which on the flip side of it, it's also a good thing. And that is, we've had a lot of products that have been put out to people through the internet attraction marketing industry because there are a lot of things to learn. And on the whole, I'm extremely pleased to see all the excellent products and services that are being put out there. But again, it becomes a problem, and especially if you're new to this and you simply don't know what you don't know. Let's bring it down to home. What I'm talking about is, let's say you really ought to be just starting at the beginning, but when you entered into this industry, you had a product or service offered to you through an email broadcast, and maybe you actually bought something that, well, is kind of on the order of a PhD program. Let's face it, I think as you've gotten into this industry, you start to realize, well, this is kind of advanced stuff. And it presents a big, big problem. Because really, didn't you get into this so that you could learn, implement, and make money? But instead, you kind of get trapped inside this big slurry of training material. So what's needed? What's needed is someone to help give you that expert advice to help you make sense and order of it all. So they can evaluate personally, yes, I said personally, one-on-one, that kind of expert advice. Hear you out and see all the products and services you've bought, and they will see that, you know what? That's PhD stuff. That ought to be later. And this, that ought to be here. But again, you don't know what you don't know. So what I'm offering you through the Renegade System Coaching platform is twofold. One is an advisor that you can speak with to help hear you out, give you that care and attention that you need. Secondly is to give you the guidance to know where to go. So you can start to assign relevancy to your material. Put it all into context, kind of on the order of a puzzle. When you think of it, you buy a puzzle and you see that beautiful picture on the outside. Isn't that really what you expected when you first came into this industry? Is you saw that big, beautiful picture and you thought, I want that. But when you open it up, it's a lot of puzzle pieces and you just don't know how to piece them together. We can help you with that. Now, I want to talk specifically about Renegade System Coaching in lieu of these challenges that I've seen. Here's what I think is a big, big problem. It has to do with learning the fundamentals, the basics, before you go on to more advanced material. And my coaching program is all set up in that way, very sequential, starting with the fundamentals. And I happen to believe that the majority of people would be well served, even if they're a few months out, maybe even a few years out, still not getting the results they're looking for, to go back to square one, the fundamentals of attracting business to you. That's the first coaching program. Now, that being said, through your advisor, you'll find out if that's appropriate for you. It may not be, because what's required is a customized answer for you, an evaluation, kind of like a stopping point. Let's make sense and order of this for you. And you know, when that happens, all of a sudden, it's like the sky opens up, because it starts to make more sense. That maybe the advice will be, oh, you know what, that's a great program that you bought, but you won't really be applying that until later. So just take a deep breath on that one. Great product, but you can utilize it later. And that's okay. But that's really what's needed here, is some one-on-one personal attention to help you make sense of what you've got going on. And this is all for that ultimate goal of helping you, yes, get trained, get implemented, but most importantly, to help you have that profitable and enjoyable business that you've been wanting in the first place.